Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bell Yogi. Today we are going to do a restorative yoga class. This yoga class is going to be great for you if you are feeling depleted, if you're feeling the stresses of the holiday season, and if you feel like you just need to give your body and mind a little extra love and nourishment. So we are going to use some props for this practice. You're going to want a bolster, a block or two, and a blanket. If you don't have these props at home, no worries. You can use some household items like a towel for the blanket, maybe a pillow or two for the bolster, and then some books for a block will work. So gather those props and let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to start in a seated position. You'll want to be on a blanket or a towel so that your hips are slightly elevated. You want your knees to be lower than your hip joints so that your knees are comfortable and relaxed. Once you find that seated position, you'll want to close the eyes or just soften the gaze and see if you can develop this nice, long, vertical spine. So from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to get started in a seated position on a blanket, or if you have a towel, you'll start on a towel. So you want to start sitting on up on something so that your hips are higher than your knee joints. This is going to be a lot healthier for your knees. They're going to be a lot happier this way. You can always use even more support here, maybe some blankets underneath the knees. You can sit up against a wall, or you can even sit in a chair to start. So we're going to find that nice vertical alignment from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. And you'll soften the gaze or close your eyes. And just start to notice the breath here. Watch the breath just at the tip of the nostrils, right as it enters the nose. Feel that cool air on the way in and that warm air on the way out. Allow your abdomen to be relaxed so you can breathe diaphragmatically, so that the breath is not stemming from the chest, but from a deeper place, lower in the body. As you feel the breath at the tip of the nostrils, allow the movement of the breath on your inhale to go in and up towards the center of the forehead. And as you exhale, watch the breath as it moves down and out. So you'll begin to feel an upward moving awareness on the inhale. And you'll start to notice that downward moving awareness on the exhale. Make sure all the muscles in the face are soft and relaxed, and that you're stable and comfortable in this seat. The next time you breathe in, watch the breath as it moves in through the nose up towards the center of the forehead. And as you breathe out, I want you to breathe out from the crown of the head down to the base of the spine. As you breathe back in, breathe in from the base of the spine up to the crown of the head. And just see if you can follow this flow of awareness. As you inhale from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, as you exhale from the crown of the head to the base of the spine towards your support. We're going to invite some gentle movement here. So the next time you inhale, let's start to bring your chest forward. And as you exhale, you're going to round through the back. Inhale, bring your shoulders back and your chest forward. Maybe lift your chin a bit. And exhale, round through that upper mid back. Tuck your chin down. Now move at the pace of your breath. So you don't have to go at the same pace as me. Just a little bit of movement before we find the stillness in these restorative poses. Good, and then from here, take your right hand down, reach the left arm up, take an inhale and an exhale to side bend. Keep both of your sit bones rooting downward towards that blanket or towel. And breathe through the left side of your body here. As you inhale, let's come back up through center. Release the left hand down, reach the right arm up. And exhale, side bend to the left. Again, making sure you're not leaning too far to that left side where your sit bones are going to lift up off the floor. And then breathe into the right ribs. Inhale, come to center. Release the arm. We're going to do a gentle twist towards that right leg. You can take the left hand outside the right thigh. See if you can maintain that diaphragmatic breath. And then inhale as you travel through center, make your way to the left side. Your right hand will come outside the left thigh. Good, and then come back through center. From here, we're going to utilize that bolster. Now, if you don't have a bolster, this one might be a little bit difficult to do, depending on what kind of pillows you have at home. If you have a nice firm pillow that's like a long rectangular shape, that would be perfect. From here, we're going to use a block. Now, you have options. You can take the block on the highest setting. You can go on the middle setting, or you can go on the lowest setting. So you choose what setting you want, and you might want to play around with this a bit. So we're going to take the bolster on that block, just like this. And we're starting with our big toes together and our knees apart, like a child's pose, legs. And then you're going to lie your chest down on that bolster. And you're going to take one cheek to the bolster or the pillow. So this is what it will look like if you're on the highest side. You'll get a little bit lower, less incline on the middle side, and even less incline on that lowest side. So you choose what one feels the most comfortable. You want your seat to be as heavy towards the heels as possible. And then just close your eyes or soften your gaze as you rest here with your right cheek to the pillow or bolster. We'll take about 10 breaths or so before we turn our head. So just try to soften into this pose. Where can you release and let go a little further? Remember that smooth diaphragmatic breath. Maybe you can even feel the belly slightly pressing against the thighs or the pillow. And then from here, let's turn our head. So then the left cheek will come onto the mat or onto the bolster. Soften once you get there. Let go of your effort and release into the pose. I should mention that if your seat is really high away from your heels and this is not the most comfortable for you, you can always put like a blanket behind your knees or even underneath your knees if it's hurting your knees as well. So feel free to use as many blankets or towels as you need to feel comfortable here. All right, we're going to come back up. And now you're going to take your knees over, no, you're going to come onto your right hip rather. Just have your knees kind of staggered and then turn your torso towards the bolster and lie your chest down. Again, you can have, let's take the right cheek to the bolster for now. And then soften into that pillow. Notice the sensations of the body. Notice where it might be difficult to feel the breath. If you want a deeper spinal twist, you can try turning your head to the right, so left cheek on the bolster. And this might intensify the sensation in the spine or be really a little deeper here. And the next inhale, let's slowly walk ourselves up. We're going to take the knees up and over to the left side. So your left hip is up against that bolster. You'll turn your torso towards the bolster so that both shoulders are squared in that direction. And then again, lie your chest down. So for something a little deeper, you would turn your right cheek to the bolster. A little less intense would be left cheek. And just allow the weight of the body to drop down here. Where can you surrender? On the inhale, you'll slowly make your way back up. And from here, we're going to do a forward fold with the bolster. So you'll want to lift the bolster up. Now, this may look a lot different for each and every one of you, depending on what props you have, what your flexibility is, and all of that fun stuff. Your legs will be straight out in front of you. You're going to take that bolster on your legs. Now, if you do not feel comfortable forward folding just like this, then you might want to raise the bar here. So you can put more support, maybe a second bolster, maybe it's stacked towels, whatever it is, so that you feel good just folding over your legs, lying on this support. You can take your forehead to the bolster as well, if that feels good. For me, it's kind of smushing my face, so it doesn't feel good. But you can do things like take the blanket a little far out so that you put your forehead on the blanket, and so your nose has a little bit of space. That's another option here. So just figure out what works for you. You can even put like blocks underneath the pillow or the blanket if you need a little extra height again. So figure it out which way you want to rest in this forward fold. Your feet can be completely passive, and then just find it and soften. Come back to the breath. In this moment, the breath is the most important thing. So stay with it. Notice where it's easy to feel the breath, and notice where it's more challenging. Slowly start to make your way out of this. From here, we're going to go into a pigeon with the bolster, and maybe even more here. You can even do that incline here with the block under the bolster. So pigeon, you're going to take your right knee and kind of point it up towards the right-hand corner of your mat. Turn your right foot out of it and slide your left leg back. So I'm gonna just move a little bit forward so that my foot is under the mat so it feels more comfortable. And then from here, again, options. You could take a blanket under your right hip. Maybe you fold right here. Maybe this is good enough for you. If you'd prefer an incline, you can take that block under the bolster so that you have a little bit more height. And then once you find that position for yourself, you're just going to relax, close the eyes or soften the gaze. Turn your head to one side. I'll tell you when we can turn it again. Let your body feel super comfortable and relaxed and supported. So when your body feels that way, your mind will also move in that direction. If you're having a lot of racing thoughts, just bring your attention to one center point, which is the breath. Continually bringing your awareness back to the breath over and over again. Slowly and gently turn your head to the other direction. Settle back in. We'll begin to make our way out of this first side. So you'll inhale, start to walk yourself back up. I'm going to just come onto my knees for a moment and sway the hips side to side. This feels pretty good. And then when you're ready, you'll take that left knee forward. You want to kind of make sure that the knee is coming outside of that hip joint. And then maybe set it up with a blanket underneath your left seat. Slide your right leg back and find your first side. Maybe taking that right cheek to the bolster. From there, just allow your eyes to close and your whole body to melt here into the mat, the bolster, whenever it's touching. Every breath in is nourishing you, and every breath out is cleansing, getting rid of what you no longer need. Breathing in love and breathing out fear. Breathing in joy, breathing out negativity. Breathing in light, breathing out darkness. Maintain that inward focus and start to turn your head gently to the other side. Where can you let go a little further here? We'll begin to slowly make our way out of this. So from here, you're just going to come onto our back. So this is going to be our shavasana. You have a couple different options for this. Option one would just be kind of taking a supported back bend here by, you can keep the incline or not, or so you would lie all the way up against the bolster or pillows, allowing your torso to be lifted slightly, inviting a nice back bend. Your elbows will be resting on the floor, and you can be here. Option two, which would be keeping the incline, whatever way you want, and utilizing this blanket. So you're gonna roll, if you're gonna do this one, roll it out, I think like this way, and then roll it into a little burrito here. Roll it into a burrito. Make sure your sacrum's nice and close to the bolster. Soles of the feet together. You're gonna wrap the blanket around your calves here. Oh, where's my other? Oh, and then you can rest here. Now, it'd be more comfortable. I was thinking, where's my other block? I only brought 2 blocks. So if you have 3 blocks at home, this would be really great. You put 1 block under this arm, you put the other block under the other arm. Since I don't have more than those blocks, I'm gonna try to use it like this. So I took the block away. I'm just gonna rest here in a Supta Baddha Konasana. All right, so you have these 2 options, extending your legs and just lying down either on an incline or just with the bolster on the floor, or taking it more into this supported Supta Baddha Konasana variation. Once you get there, just close the eyes. Make sure you're warm, so if you need to cover up with a blanket, do so. Just relax here into this posture. Just let all your worries melt away. Make sure that your muscles in your face are relaxed so that the space in between the eyebrows is relaxed, the jaw is relaxed, the tongue drops down away from the roof of the mouth. Take about 5 more breaths and allow the breath to get a little bit deeper. Bring a little bit of movement back to the body, maybe in the fingers and the toes. And then take any counter moves that you need. So I'll take the knees together if my knees were wide. Maybe you reach the arms up overhead. And come to one side in your own time. Rest your head in your arms, maybe on the blanket. And then make your way up to a comfortable seated position. You're welcome to stay there longer if you need a little extra time. But thank you all so much for joining me in this restorative yoga practice. I hope it was beneficial to you all. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel, click the like button below, and if you liked this video, comment below on what your favorite part was. I am looking forward to guiding you in your practice in the future. Thanks again, you guys. Namaste.